It's interesting because I think over the years I've changed my approach in how I process, how I go through the process of reflection. Because it's so easy, you want to be constructive and you want to be productive in this process. And so what feels productive is you immediately go to the opportunities because that feels productive. And from the outside looking in, it looks productive if you're always looking to improve, right? Oh, what's the opportunity? What's the opportunity? And that gets you better. But sometimes it can also be exhausting. Right. And it can also be a bit depressing when it's always me trying to catch up, right? And yeah, it's improvement, but in order to do that, I always have to kind of step back to improve this. And you're always having to kind of reach back. And I've tried to, I would say over the last about 2-3 years, try to change my approach and more balance it and celebrating those wins. And I recently, I was doing a presentation and I used the analogy. I was like, everyone has a phone. And when you want to look up directions, you put in the address and it gives you where to go. And I was like, it's funny. It doesn't tell you where not to go. It doesn't say don't turn left because then you can easily just turn right. It tells you exactly where to go. And as long as you know where to go, you'll end up at the right destination. And I was like, but I feel like in life, a lot of times we're so focused on what not to do. And we're so focused on, okay, I know I can't go left and I can't do this. Well, don't worry about what you can't do. Prioritize what you're supposed to do. Prioritize on the direction and you'll end up going. Yeah. And it's like, and I try to use it with my staff. It's like, continue to do this. And as long as you do this, you'll do well in this position, whatever it is, right? Yeah. Just don't worry about what you're not supposed to do. Because as long as you do what you're supposed to do, you won't land yourself there. And if you do, we just put you right back on track. And so in looking at reflections, it's like, all right, what are we doing well? All right, let's keep doing this. Yeah, because I recently got another job. I'm a music director at my church, and I said, we're just going to continue. Yes, we're going to make mistakes along the way. That's going to happen. But we're just going to keep working on this. And as we do that, we will continue to strengthen what we do well, and we will naturally make less mistakes. And so in that process of reflection, let's really prioritize what we're doing well. Let's get maybe more people on the team in doing this. Let's put more energy into what we're doing well. And then by the end of this, we'll be doing phenomenally well. Like it'll continue to improve. And the larger that scope gets of improvement, the more you just kind of naturally weed out what's not supposed to be done. And it's just kind of, it's I guess you can say it's kind of like tricking myself into not thinking about the other part. And you just naturally just get better at something. And it's much easier to teach and to motivate when all you're doing is talking about what we're supposed to do. Because
I think a big part of that too is learning how to reflect, right? Because I think most people were used to looking at things like big picture. Mm-hmm. But I think it's more helpful when you're looking at what you've already done to break it down into smaller chunks, right? Smaller victories. Yeah. Because, you're not going to do something huge all at once. It takes steps to get there. So being able to maybe like step outside yourself, separate yourself from the moment and be like, okay, look, let me just break this down. Like, maybe I didn't get to where I wanted to go, or maybe it didn't turn out the way I wanted, but I got this done and I got this done. And that's a huge thing for me, right? Yeah. Little by little. So if you ever have to go back, you don't have to start from scratch anymore.
And it's so hard, because when you think we always say reflect. And what we're really saying, it's a reflection. You hold up a mirror and you look. But when's the last time you looked in a mirror?
Well, every morning.
Every morning. Yeah. And what are you looking at? Like, what do you, like when you really think about,
sadness.
Like, what do you?
Thank you so much for watching. Click here for the full episode, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Go.